A pleasant good evening to everyone. Just checking in. Is everyone hearing me clearly?
Yes, please. Good evening, Dr. Steele.
All right. A pleasant good evening. That's good. I I just want to let everyone know we will be having our class this evening. It's going to
Good
be
evening.
good evening. This evening's class is going to be live on YouTube as well, and you will be able to view this evening's class live on YouTube. So if you go to the class of youtube.com, then the class of Steele, our YouTube page, you will be able to watch this evening's broadcast live. And this evening, I wouldn't have my camera on because of my location, but this evening I'm going to be giving you guys a open talk. We're going to have some discussion that I think is very important. And the reason is because as you go as you go at different levels, there must be different understandings. So I want to bring some touches on what we've done so far, why we've done what we've done to some degree, and where we're going to be going as a class, because we are going somewhere and we have an expected outcome at the ending of the year. So, with that being said, I want us to do some chatting this evening together so that we can look at where we've come from and have an idea of where we're going. So, that being said, I'm going to I think everyone already is muted. If you want to turn your camera on, you can do so because I will be able to see you, and I'll be able to call on you because I know that you will be prepared. And if you want to be in the discussion, I will just call on you. Just show your hand so that I will call on you at that time. So let's get it on this evening. Well, first thing, I want to say good evening to everyone. I am Ambassador Dr. Michael Steele, and I'm the leader for the class of Steele Youth. And I want to thank all of you who are here, who've been here for quite a number of weeks for being here. I think that it is important to identify equally First Lady Jeannie Steele. That's my wife, and she is also the head and founder with me as well for the class of Steel Youth. I want to acknowledge in their absence our management team, His Excellency Olukola Olusogun Olukoya, out of Nigeria. He is our youth president. He is responsible for the youth at this level. And he's not able to join us this evening because he's on his way from a trip. And he said he hasn't reached yet. So he just gave me the heads up. I also want to acknowledge in her absence Her Excellency Doreen Barunji, the COO of the class of Steel, His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, Her Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, and I also want to acknowledge Ambassador Alija Shika Kagbu out of Sierra Leone, and specifically because His Excellency Ambassador Aliji is doing a great work in Sierra Leone, and we will be joining him in January, specifically in Sierra Leone for the youth conference there in Sierra Leone. Uh, so those from the other regions, I want to acknowledge you. I want to give a special greeting to those in South Africa, those in Ghana, those in Nigeria, those who are from Sierra Leone. I also want to acknowledge those that are in the differently abled community, those from a differently abled community out of Sierra Leone and out of Africa. You are very welcome into the class of Steel this evening from Uganda and all the different regions represented in Africa, also the UK, the US, and in Canada. So I want to acknowledge all of you guys this evening and tell you I'm really happy that you guys have stayed this journey with us. The most important thing about this journey is choice. The choice that you have made as an individual that you want to be better. You want to be better equipped. You want to be better prepared. And you want to be better suited for your effectiveness in the coming years as a young person. We have quite a few adults as well, so don't be intimidated when I say as a young person. I think Her Excellency Bishop Comfort knows that she's also one of the young ladies in the class. So as a young person, your contribution for the future generations to come. And when we decided to do the class of Steele Youth, and I cannot fail to mention Dr. Kelvin out of Ghana. Dr. Kelvin out of Ghana has been extremely instrumental as well in putting the foundation in place for this class of Steele as well. He has looked at sponsoring a number of the youth in the class of Steele. And by sponsoring, I meant recommending and encouraging individuals to be a part of us, as there is no cost that is associated with those who are members of the class of Steele Youth. So we look at empowering individuals to be ready for globalization, to being globally relevant, to being able to have dialogue, discussions, debates with those who are from the other African regions within the other and within other diasporas as well and other areas globally. To be prepared for travel, how to travel, how to get ready, how to have all the things necessary for traveling in this era. But the most important thing that we wanted to deal with and focus on is character. And I think I would use the word ethos for now. That word will mean a lot later, but I think I want to use the word ethos. The way that we behave, our character, the things that we live by, our integrity, our humility, our respect, our dignity, our honor. Those are tenets that we want in the class of Steele Youth to be paramount. Because at the end of the day, whatever you do in life, the most important thing that I will assure you that you have is your character. As a matter of fact, all of you should keep that as a note. The most important asset that I have in life is my character. The most important asset I have in my life is my character. Now, let's talk a little bit about character. I guess you've heard the word character assassination. Wave at me if you've heard that word, character assassination. Have you heard that before? And I want to address it right now because it's important as we go forward. Character assassination is very interesting. It means that somebody wants to destroy your character so that it hinders you from going further, or it hinders you from progressing or advancing to the next level. Character assassination. What is the value of character assassination? Now, you might say to me, Dr. Steele, value in character assassination? Well, yes, there is a significant value in character assassination that a lot of you might not be aware of that I want to bring to your attention this evening. There's a significant value. Now, that sounds interesting to hear, but I want you to take note of it. Character assassination happens at many levels. Your friends, gossip and rumors and slander, those that don't know you but want what you have. For example, if you're in a position of employment or in a privileged position in an organization, whatever it is, and someone wants to bring you down. They would use a character assassination process to defame you and to cause you to be, put in a bad light. But then there is community character assassination based on the community. Some of you live in areas and you don't like living in the area because the area has a bad name. So because you live in that area, you fall under the category of a bad name. So your character is assassinated by reason of your community where you live. But then we also have regional character assassination. The media and the global communities, they look and they see a particular behavior, character trait of the individuals from a particular region, and they label them and they assassinate the characters of those individuals, and they can create an environment where they block things like opportunities for employment, opportunities for traveling, opportunities for investment or business growth or expansion. So based on the region you live in, you can be the subject of character assassination. Then we look at country character assassination, country character. You, for example, might live in Africa or different regions, and as a result of the behavior um, of some in your country might have a label that has assassinated the character of those individuals in that country. For example, they will be saying that of country X, people from country X are unethical. They're dodgy. You cannot trust them. They never do what they say they are going to do. They take advantage of you. So country X is blacklisted. The character of country X has been assassinated. And the minute you show up with a passport from country X, nobody wants to work with you. As a matter of fact, some countries are so blacklisted that they find they are unable to travel to other countries. Why? Because the citizens of that country X have made such a horrible stench in the face of societies and different regions that they have been blacklisted. So, therefore, what is this thing that we are saying is the value of character assassination? What is the value? What is the value of having your character assassinated? It is not a value to you. That's the first thing to note. Having your character assassinated is absolutely no value to you, but it is value to the assassins because they know what they're trying to accomplish. For example, the world is a global community or a global village. And the very interesting thing that I will share with you is everybody wants to be in an environment where they can travel, going to different countries and different regions for business, holiday, for pleasure, for whatever else. Traveling is one of those things that is open globally. And everybody wants the privilege of that opportunity. But when they assassinated country X citizens are hindered from that privilege. Who benefits from that? The media. The media loves bad news. The media loves to promote how horrible some place is or something is. They sell papers. How many of you would agree with me? Bad news sells better than good news. Show me who's going to buy a newspaper that talks about people that hold the hands of the elderly to walk across the street, that buys food for the elderly. And so show me who's going to sell those newspapers. Show me who's going to be in the newspaper saying, oh, the president of this country, he's doing a wonderful job. The citizens are not going through much poverty and they're being looked after very well. Show me whose media is going to want to be promoting this type of publicity. Why? It doesn't sell. People are not interested in good news. People are not interested in good character, good behavior. People want dirt. They want bad news. They want all the things that are negative to assassinate the characters of those who are going to be scandaled or put in the media's pages. So the media benefits from your bad character. Other countries benefit as well, because there are things that you get according to the behavior of your country. So country X's citizens have access to finances, access to grants, access to monetary support. Why? Because of their character. But country X, on the other hand, is excused from such privileges because that other country does not behave the right way, does not live the right way. So the country that lives and behaves and has the good character label gets all the benefits. So what does assassinating the other country mean? It means there's more for the other country. That's what it means. So one country will take pleasure in making sure that the other country's character is assassinated. That's just the reality of it. But let's look at the nitty gritty. Let's look at the nitty gritty. As a citizen of any country, the first thing I want you to take this note is I am not responsible for the character of my brothers or sisters. I'm not responsible. You can't be held responsible for the behavior of your neighbors. You cannot. However, the responsibility of elevation, the responsibility of good character, good moral standing is yours for your personal development. Personal development. You cannot remove the label of a country by yourself, but you can create an environment where you change the narrative concerning the people of your country. You can change that narrative by your character, by your behavior. You can look at the face of travel industry and say, I know that there is a bad label on my country or the citizens of my country, but please, sir, please, ma'am, don't label me according to other citizens. Label me according to my behavior. Remember this. To change a nation, it must be changed one citizen at a time, one individual at a time. A nation is not going to change immediately by every single body immediately changing. It doesn't happen like that. It should. It would be nice if it could, but it happens one citizen at a time. It starts with me. Change for the mindset of the people in my country begins with me. Are you ready to be the change of the rhetoric that is going to be spoken about in your country? Are you ready to be changed, to be the change? Are you ready to be that person? Are you capable of being that person? Do you think it is worth it to be that person? You know, sometimes you look at a statistic and you see, wow, there are 100 million people in my country. There are 200 million people in my country. Why should I try to stick out? Why should I spend my time and energy trying to be different when everybody is getting along just the way they are? And it is known that, country X has people that are like this. Why don't I continue to be just like that and everybody knows me and understands that's how we are and leave us alone and let us get on with it? Or do I want to change the rhetoric? Ask yourself that question. Do you want to change how people look at Africans? Do you want to change how people look at Nigerians, Ghanaians, South Africans? Do you want to change it? Do you think it is worth changing it? Would you like to be the one that when you travel, your passport has a nice stamp on it? Your passport and your lifestyle is one that is welcomed anywhere because you live your life with integrity, with a character conducive to a welcomed and open armed welcome wherever you go. Do you want that? Is it worth it? Let me give you some thoughts about my testimony and my life as an ambassador, as a person. Let me give you some thoughts. I was talking to one of my colleagues a couple days ago while in Bosnia, and I discovered I discovered something very interesting, that I've been to over maybe 150 cities in the world, over 150 cities in the world. As a matter of fact, we did the alphabet A to Z about the countries we visited, or the cities that we visited began with A to Z, and I practically covered the whole alphabet. And it was interesting while we were going through that, because I said to him, I have never been detained in an airport. I've never been denied a visa. I've never been denied travel or entrance into any country in the world. I've never been restricted from travels in anywhere that I've gone to. Never. I've never had any issues in any airports or anything like that. I don't have a criminal record. I've never been arrested. I've never been fined or put in any legal position inappropriately. I've lived a very interesting life, and I thought to myself, I'm 50 years old, and what a testimony to have! What a testimony! You see, I have lived beyond the label of country or island, beyond the label of friend or associate or associations, beyond the label of connections and connectivity, beyond the label of where I go and who I go with. I have lived to some degree positively in the midst of all of these dynamics that can be potentially hazardous. I've lived successfully in a positive light. Persons, if you ask, who is Dr. Steele? Who's this man? You will get a report. Some reports you might get might cause you to want to know, why does this person say that or say this? But you will look and recognize that I have lived a life by the grace of God with a high level of integrity, respect, moral, and good moral fiber. But can I tell you something that is important? It took serious effort. It took serious effort to live that type of life. As a matter of fact, not it took, it takes. It continues to take serious effort, because a life of integrity and respect and walking honorably is not easy. It's not the natural road traveled. It's not. It is a good road to travel. But there are many that veer off of that road. Why? Because that road is riddled with hardship and difficulties and character assassination attempts. Because you find that as you live a life of integrity and and good character, you find that individuals look at you getting positions and getting opportunities, and there are those that want to know, why did you get this opportunity? Why did you get this privilege? And they want to cut you out. They want to shut you down. It's normal. It is normal. But even in the midst of those character assassination attempts, you must still maintain your integrity. You must still maintain good character. Why? Because the one thing, as I mentioned in the beginning of this session this evening, that you have that is most important is your character. Now let's look at some other important points. How do you behave in the process of character assassination? How do you behave? I want you to take these points because you will need them and they will help you. Hold for me 1 second. 1 second. So, how do you respond in the face of character assassination attempts? How do you respond? Before I tell you how to respond, let me give you some litmus. Litmus is some tests to use to determine how you would behave. Let me give you some litmus, okay? Litmus number 1, is it worth it to respond? You should write that down. A lot of you, as soon as somebody says the bad thing about you, immediately you jump on the deep end. How dare they do this? Who do you think you are? Who do they think they are? So the first question you ask yourself, is it worth it to respond? Let that sink in. Oh, but they're trying to make me lose my job. Is it worth it to respond? The second question you need to ask yourself is, what do they stand to benefit, not you, what do they stand to benefit from me entering into this dialogue? What do they stand to benefit from with me entering this dialogue? Somebody starts to assassinate your character, there's two things that is happening immediately. One, they want your attention. And the first question you need to ask yourself is, what do they stand to benefit when I start to give them my attention, to dialogue with them? So let's kind of do a little skit play. Somebody thinks that Dr. Steele is a fraud. Dr. Steele is a fraud. He has all of these young people that he's bringing together, and he's trying to brainwash these young people. There's something up his sleeve. He wants something. All right. First point, Dr. Steele is a fraud. Do I need to respond to Dr. Steele is a fraud? Should I respond to that? Let me think. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Because the truth of the matter is, if you look at the life that I have lived, if I look at my lifestyle, I recognize, wait a minute, somebody calling me a fraud has absolutely no foundation that I could sit down and anybody who knows me very well will determine he's a fraud. And then secondly, if somebody has that intention or that thought, those who know me well, that they will seek on to know about me, they will never hear that report. So is it worth it to respond to that? No, it's not. But then it goes a little more interesting. He is trying to brainwash these individuals because he has something that he's trying to get from these people down the road or whatever. Do I need to respond to that? Time will tell. Time will tell. Sometimes you look at what you're doing and recognize that the assassination on your character sometimes can be so baseless. What do I mean by baseless? Nobody can determine what your expected outcome in doing a project is going to be. Nobody. So why are you going to sit down and try to justify and explain and debate and discuss what you're trying to accomplish when, to be quite honest, what you're trying to accomplish is going to take time? Time will tell. So do I need to respond to somebody that is trying to blacklist me or make me look bad for something I'm doing? Not really. Time will tell. Write that note down. Time will tell. Write it down. Time will tell. The other thing that I want you to focus on is, remember, some character assassinations have a level of intent behind them. What are the possible intents for character assassination? Number one, the most important one is distraction. Please write this. What is the most important success factor for somebody trying to assassinate your character? Distracting you. Distraction. When somebody's immediately trying to assassinate your character, they're trying to distract you. They want your attention. You're trying to do all of your homework and you're studying because you want to complete your degree, and all of a sudden you are closed in your house. You don't go out, and you have your friends calling. Oh, you're not showing up anymore. You're not interested in me anymore. You've came and you're destroying our friendship. You don't think our friendship is important, and you're thinking to yourself, where did all of this come from? I'm just staying home and studying because I want to get my degree. I don't, I'm not coming out, or I'm not hanging out with you, or I'm not going anywhere because I just need to finish my qualifications. And I don't want to be distracted right now. I just want to finish. Oh, you are such a horrible person. And then all of a sudden you hear the word on the street. Oh, don't notice him, don't notice her. She has changed. All of a sudden she's different, or he is different. And you ask yourself the question, do I need to address this character assassination at the moment? My exams are due in a couple of weeks, and I have so much studying to do. Do I need to stop and address this, or should I use the blueprint of time will tell? You decide you want to change your character, you want to change your lifestyle. So all of a sudden, the Saturdays you used to hang out and the Wednesdays you used to hang out, you're now going to the gym. You're now meeting in the class of Steele on Saturdays. So all of a sudden, every Saturday now, you don't have time. You don't have time to chill. You don't have time to do what you used to do. All of a sudden, you are now in a position where you are locked in, getting yourself equipped, and all of a sudden you're getting bombarded by calls. What are you doing? Why are you joining that group? Oh, are you trying to overthrow the country? What are you people of Africa trying to do? Are you trying to join and become a gang? What is this all about? Who is this Dr. Steele? Do you know Dr. Steele? Do you know his agenda? And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, you are getting assassinated and bombarded from the left and the right. And the funny thing is, how many of you experience this? Sometimes 5 minutes to the class of Steele or 10 minutes to the class of Steele, you get that call from some person that wants to have a conversation that you just cannot have. You're not ready to have that conversation. Why? Because they're trying to distract you. Come on, somebody, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. They're trying to distract you. So the first and the most important thing in a character assassination attempt is to distract you. So look at the conversation that started and ask yourself the question, is this conversation going to be a distraction? Is this conversation going to cause me to go down a road of conversation that I don't want to go down? You have to be very careful so you understand the intent or the benefit to the person who is sending out this conversation or starting this debate. Next question that you ask yourself, and this one is the most important one. It is the most important one. Please, this one is the most important. Is the person assassinating my character a person of character? Write that one down and laugh at it tomorrow. Write that one down. That one is going to tickle you when you try to realize sometimes what happens. 90% of the times a person tries to assassinate your character, it's a person with shady character. How many of you know there's a statement that goes around? It takes one to know one. It takes one to think that one is one. And you would find a lot of times a person that thinks your actions are shady, the reason why they think that way is because if they were doing what you were doing, they would be up to something that is shady. And they know that. So they are assuming that you are up to something that is shady. Let's use a natural one, a very natural one in this dynamic, for example, relationships. Let's look at boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife relationships, for example. Let's look at that one, because that one is a very interesting one to bring the point home on this type of assassination. Of course, the dynamic that we're going to discuss can be used across all borders and all grounds. But I want to use the boyfriend-girlfriend one, for example. A girlfriend and a boyfriend relationship is tight. All of a sudden, the boyfriend starts to decide he's going to join the gym. Or the girlfriend decides she's going to join the gym. So she's no longer available on the time that there used to be availability to have that fellowship. What happens? Oh, darling, I can't see you this evening because you know that I have joined the gym. Simple fact. Join the gym, join the gym. I wonder who it is at the gym you're looking at. That's the first thing. I wonder who is it at the gym that you're looking at. What are they trying to do immediately? What does that conversation do? Immediate response is they are trying to separate you from going to the gym. Because what are you going to think? Some ladies will say, but I'm going to the gym honestly, and I don't want my boo to be jealous. So you know what? If he's going to be jealous, let me leave this gym alone because I really don't want problems. Or some guys would say, but darling, why don't you come and go to the gym and see for yourself? Why are you going to create an environment of making me look bad or making me look good or whatever? Why are you assuming that I'm doing this or I'm doing that? And it starts a debate. It starts an argument that while you're in the gym, you are frustrated and overwhelmed because in the back of your mind, you have a partner that doesn't trust you. And as much as you are benefiting from making yourself more healthy, it is also creating a nightmare for you in regards to your thinking. So you look and you recognize a lot of times the reason why some individuals would try to assassinate your character is because they don't want you to move on. They do not want you to move on. A lot of mothers, and this is interesting, a lot of mothers get very overwhelmed sometimes when their daughters or their sons are moving out or preparing to move out. Because you see, they're going to lose the fact that that son and that daughter is going to be there to help me and to make things happen. So all of a sudden, there's a problem with that child moving. All of a sudden, oh, why do you need to go to a job in Abuja? You've been living in Lagos for so long. You don't need to go to Abuja. Or why are you going to Lagos? Or why are you going to Nasara? Why are you going to this region or that region? Why? Because they're looking at, they don't want you to move on. They don't want to lose fellowship with you. They don't want to lose you from being close. So what are they going to do? Those people down there are evil. That is a wicked environment to be in. Or that job, or getting into that party, or getting into that government, or going to that country is good. And they assassinate what you are trying to progress towards. But you have to ask yourself the question, is this assassination one that has a foundation that you could look and say, you know what? I don't think I should allow this to happen, or the points that are being raised are relevant. You have to look at it. Now let's move on from character assassination and let's tell you a little deeper how to deal with it. Because I really want you to deal with it. A lot of you are struggling with decisions you have made, and some of those decisions are not making you reach where you want to reach. And as a result of that, you are in a position where you don't know how to respond. Pretty, I will send you the link. Just give me 1 second because I know that you want to get that link out there, and I will give that link to you. Just bear with me 1 second. Let me get that the link. Um, darling, hon, could you kindly log on to the YouTube and send the link for me, please, baby? The link for today's class that we're using. I want the link for today's class. Oh, okay. All right, somebody please post the link for the class today, the YouTube link. Go on to the class of Steele YouTube channel, and you will see the link for today's class that is live. Because I already let me see if I can post it, because that's important to just share that with you guys. Let me just see something. Oh yes, there it is. I got it, hon. Got it. I got it. Okay, so that's the link um for That's the link for today's YouTube. Okay, so the link for today's YouTube class is inside of the chat, and you're free to share that link as you see fit. So let's go on to dealing with the character assassination, how to deal with it. Because I want you to, as I was mentioning, a lot of you are wrestling, and not just you. Let us use the right terms. To be quite honest, a lot of us are wrestling with persons who have opinions about us that is not correct. All of us go through that, and all of us wonder, how do we deal with it? How do we respond? And and I want to give you some more ideas. You've looked at the litmus with regards to, is it worth it? You look at the litmus as, what is the benefit to them? You look at what is the outcome that could possibly be, the disappointment, the distractions, and the trying to get not lose you and hold on to you and hinder your progress. All of those are reasons. But how do you deal with it? You deal with it with humility. This is going to be the hardest part of character assassinations, because there are two outcomes that you can get from a character assassination attempt. One, you could either get a true exposure of the reason why the person is trying to assassinate your character. For example, somebody say, oh, he's always arguing, always angry. You cannot have a conversation with him and they push you to the edge. Come on, somebody. How many of you know what I'm saying? They push you to the edge and then they see your true colors. and then guess what they say after they've pushed you to the edge and you have let go and release your fury on them? They say, you see what I told you? You see what I told you? This has always been humorous for me as I grew up, as I got older, because I realized individuals will push you to the edge just to prove that your character is bad when you don't have a bad character. But the minute that you respond, they say, aha, aha. You see what I tell you? This is exactly why I don't do business with him. This is exactly why you shouldn't trust him. This is exactly why you shouldn't trust her, because this is the way that she behaves. This is the way that he gets on. So what happened? You just lost a battle. You just lost a battle because all they wanted was some facts to substantiate what they are saying, because what they are saying is baseless. They don't have no foundation, nothing to base it on, and they are desperate for you to give them a reason to say, that's what I told you. How do you react? How do you respond? Silence. Silence can be so loud. There are a lot of individuals that are desperate for me to talk. And you need to hear what I'm saying. I am your mentor. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm your mentor. There are a lot of individuals that are desperate for me to talk. They are desperate for a response from me. I'm promising you. Some of them will go to their graves and they will never get a response to justify from me. Never. They will go to their maker and they will never get a response from me. There are individuals who are desperate for me to answer quickly. They have to wait for the next week or the next 2 weeks or the next month for me to respond. I don't care what they do, what they try. They will not push me into responding, because I promise you the honest truth. If I had to respond right now, they would not like it. Come on, somebody, get what I'm trying to share with you. I am your mentor, and I'm giving you some points that are relevant and important. Every single person on the face of the earth has somebody that they want to give a piece of their mind to. If you have somebody you would like to give a piece of your mind to, wave your hand at me. Please wave. Wave, let me see if you are like me, or I'm the only person that has a few people I want to give piece of my mind to. Oh, so nobody's waving their hand. Enoch, you don't have nobody you would like to give a piece of your mind to, Enoch. You're sitting down quiet and you're laughing at me in my class. Pretty, you don't have nobody you want to give a piece of your mind to. Pretty, come on. There is nobody you want to give a piece of your mind to, so you're just holding your peace and saying, Lord, please let me keep my mouth shut. Don't let me open my mouth, Lord, because, Lord, you know that if I open my mouth, they're not going to be happy. So give me some time to process this frustration that they're causing me right now. Let me process it the right way so that when I respond to them, I don't make them say, aha, 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 but I make them think about what they pushed me to do. So that's very important. It's very important that you make sure you think and process and give yourself time to respond. Do not respond immediately to some things. Do not. Do not. The reason is because sometimes you're hasty. Somebody said they're totally lost in a motor park. Somebody, come on, somebody. We all lose it sometimes. We all lose it sometimes. It's okay. It's natural. But we need to manage that muscle that wants to immediately respond to the situation. We need to manage it. So don't respond immediately. That's the first thing. The second thing is sometimes you need a witness. You need a witness. Listen to me. Listen carefully to what I'm going to say to you. Sometimes you are in a situation where if you respond, how many of you have ever heard that statement? What you say and do not say can and will be used against you in the court of law. I need to say that again because it's very interesting. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. I laugh at it because here's the thing. In our lives and in our relationships, we need to recognize that is going to face us every day. And remember, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can be used against you in the court of law. So please remember this. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say right now can stimulate or fuel the argument or the debate you are getting to be a part of right now. You have the right to a witness. Because if you're going to have a conversation with somebody that is incriminating you or pushing you or labeling you or trying to blacklist you, the best thing you could do is get a representative where you are going to respond. Do not respond alone because you might respond like this. So I'm going to give you a response. My dear friend Joan, I listened to you creating an environment where you are trying to blacklist me. You mentioned that I am a criminal, I'm a thief, I'm a vagabond, and I'm a rogue. I want to declare to you that your conversation is inappropriate and unacceptable. And therefore, I request that you cease and desist from this behavior. The only thing that you might get in a post is a quote that you said that I am a thief, a rogue, a vagabond. They will say in the quote, and this is what he said. He said this himself, quote, I am a thief, I'm a vagabond, I'm a rogue. They take out, you say that I say, I am a thief, I'm a vagabond, I'm a rogue. And what just happened? Somebody's going to ask you, did you say that? And you would say, yes, I said that. But I said, she said that I said that. That's what I am. But guess what? They're not going to quote that part that she said. Are you with me? They are going to quote exactly what is satisfactory to them. And all they're going to ask you is, did you say that? And you can only say yes. And now you are in trouble. Why? Because you said it. Now, if you had a witness, your witness would be able to say, yes, he did say that. He did say that because he was repeating what she said about him in the correct context. Now, that gives you a little bit of strength when you have somebody that is going to defend you. But when you are trying to defend yourself against slander, it can be very problematic. That's why most people say, speak to my lawyer. Because if you're slandering me, then the dialogue that we're going to have is going to increase for more slander. So you make sure that you create an environment where you have somebody else that is going to represent you and a witness. With that being said, I think that I've given you enough on those particular points to say this. The class of Steele is here to build your character, to help you to mitigate through circumstances that are difficult and challenging, to help you to have the character, the behavior, the attitude that is one that individuals will say, I want to work with you. I want to work with him. He knows how to behave. She knows how to behave. He or she has the right attitude. That's what the class of Steele is here to do. And it's going to be your choice to take on what I'm sharing with you. It's going to be your choice to decide what Bishop and what those individuals in the class of Steele is sharing, they make sense. And they will make me a better person. You know, one of the things that I find very interesting is that a lot of individuals go to the gym to make their bodies look good every week. They go to the gym. As a matter of fact, they take supplements and they take tonics and they take protein powders and they spend loads of money in the supermarkets and in the pharmacies going to the gym and feeding, getting their bodies look good. A lot of ladies spend a lot of time making their hair and their faces look good. They go in the shops and they look at the products. They look at the materials that they're going to be using. Some want Calacolon, some want Rami, some want all the real hair, some want synthetic, but they know what they're looking for. They cater to it because they want to make their faces and their heads and their bodies look beautiful. A lot of people cater to their shoes and their bags. But you want me to tell you the honest truth? And I want you to really think about it. How many people cater to their mind? Really? The class of Steele on Saturdays when you come is actually catering to your mind. It's actually catering to your thinking. You see, a lot of individuals don't want to pay a cent to have the right mind. They don't want to pay for it. A lot of individuals don't want to go on the computer and research what they were taught to give them a better mind. A lot of individuals don't want to sit down for 1 hour and feed their mind, how they think, how they behave, how they react, how they respond. You see, they want to walk with a beautiful body that costs them hundreds of dollars a week to maintain, but they walk with it with a mind that is empty, doesn't have any strength, has not built any mental muscles, no mental strength, no mental character, no mental fortitude, but they're walking with amazing bodies, beautiful faces, lovely hair. Come on, somebody. Are you getting what I'm saying to you? The class of Steele is giving you a free class every week to build your mind, to build your thinking. A lot of mothers, a lot of their mothers in the class of Steele, that to be quite honest, sometimes you want to tear the head off your children. I thought that mothers or fathers that want to tear the head off their children are mean until I got my son. And I recognize that you have your moments. Come on, parents. All of us are parents. Parents know what I'm talking about. It is other people that don't have children that might not understand how frustrating being a parent could be. So what do you need? You need somebody, some other parent that is going to help you to understand, how do I manage these parental overwhelming moments, times? Am I the only parent going through these overwhelming situations? Am I a bad parent? Am I a good parent? You need somebody that's going to help you. The class of Steele is here to help you with that. But some of you are going through relationships. I can't handle this relationship. I don't understand her. I don't understand him. Why can't you understand her? Why can't you understand him? Well, I'll be very honest with you. I'm married to my wife and I still can't understand her totally. I'm still getting surprises. But guess what? I have the right teaching and the right attitude towards building a lifelong relationship. And what is that attitude? I want to get to know you better every day. I want to discover new things about you. She wants to discover new things about me. And when those things come up, we just work at them together. We just look at how we can build on the new revelation that we've just received about each other, because they will happen every single day. How many of you are in relationships and would look and say, I thought I knew you? I thought I really knew you. Well, let me be bursting your bubble and tell you, you will never fully know your partner, because every season in life has new dynamics. Every challenge in life is going to bring out a new attitude, a new character that you're going to have to learn to live with, that you're going to have to learn to appreciate if you want your family to be sustainable. If you want your family for the long term, you're going to have to learn to deal with it. And never make the statement, I thought I knew you. I thought I knew you better. I thought you were a different person. Of course, they're not a different person. They are the same wonderful person that you have. The experience that you had that was wonderful, it's the same experience. It just means that this is a different experience and you're seeing something that is different because it's a different experience. Don't expect when money's in the bank and food is on the table and the happiness you see is going to be the same happiness when there's no money, there's no job, and there's no food. Come on, somebody. Talk to me, somebody. Some of you women, some of you ladies in the class will still need to put a laugh on your cheeks. Come on, put a smile on your face. How do you think he has money in the bank? He has food on the table. He's very happy in his job, and he's a wonderful partner, a wonderful companion, good loving and good intimacy and good fellowship and good conversation. But all of a sudden, there's no money in the bank. There's no food on the table. There's no way of finding a job to make things happen. You don't have the mindset for even a good conversation, far less intimacy. How do you expect the person to be the same person? They can't be the same person. Come on, somebody. They're not going to be the same person. So don't pick fights when things change. Don't pick fights. Oh, you used to feed me all the time. Of course, he used to feed you all the time. There was food there. Now there's no food. Come on, somebody. Laugh at the situation. Because if you do not laugh at the situation, you will pick fights and you will start battles that are baseless. Oh, you used to be home every evening at 7. Well, of course, he used to be home every evening at 7 because the job finished at 5 and he came home. Now there is no work. So where are you? What are you doing? I'm trying to find work. I'm trying to make things happen. Oh, you're reacting differently. Of course, he's reacting differently. Come on, somebody, think about the dynamics. Oh, she's behaving strange. Why are you behaving strange? Well, you've been coming for a month, so you haven't brought any money or any food. Why do you think I'm behaving strange? Duh. This is what I'm saying to you, class of Steele. This is what I'm saying to you. Don't pick fights that don't have any outcome that is going to be positive. Have a laugh. Enjoy your relationships in the good times and in the bad times. Because in life, you will have good times and bad times. One of the most frustrating things for me as a mentor is when students sometimes get good information and good advice, they abandon the class. They abandon you. They leave you. And then when they come back torn to shreds and in pieces and are complaining about the lions and the wolves and the dogs out there. The lions, the wolves, and the dogs are out there even in your good times. The difference is that when you are surrounded by good advice, good company, and good support, and a good foundation to stand on, you can weather those storms together. I'm going to close this evening with this dynamic for you. I'm going to close with this. And I want you to take careful note on this evening. Some of you might have had a good laugh at yourself. Let me tell you the secret for me. The secret for me is laughing at the situation and laughing at myself sometimes. That's one of my secrets. My wife, my wife says to me so often, and I don't know, darling, I can't see because I'm using my phone. I don't know if my wife, if she's on the on the class. I don't know if she's on, to be quite honest. But I'm gonna share something that my wife says to me all the time. All the time. I hear it every now and then. And it makes me laugh so much. My wife says to me, I hate that I love you so much. Listen to what I'm saying to you. There's a reason why I'm saying this. My wife says, I hate that I love you so much. Can I tell you why? I don't allow her to stay angry. And sometimes the emotions of some ladies, they just want to stay angry a little bit because of a little problem or challenge. And I don't allow my wife the privilege of staying angry because I want her to recognize with me there are so many things in life to overwhelm you, frustrate you, and anger you, but you have to choose your attitude about it. Be the one that is going to make a laugh about the situation to calm it down. Not that you're laughing at your loved one, not that you're laughing at the situation. It's not a laughing matter when there's not food on the table. It's not a laughing matter when bills are to be paid and you can't pay bills. It's not a laughing matter when you're overwhelmed with work. It's not a laughing matter, but it's something that you could laugh at together because you know what you've already come through. You know what you've already weathered, and you know that things will only get better. So learn to laugh. Don't take yourself so serious. Agnes, don't take yourself so serious. Lighten up. I see Agnes, they got a smirk on her face. Lighten up, Agnes. Stop being so serious and overwhelming. Yes? And get to the place where you get a little joking. Have a laugh. Make people think you're crazy sometimes. Why are you laughing? Do you know how many times persons have tried to assassinate my character and I laugh and they think he's a madman? Why is he laughing? Is he mad? Does he understand we are trying to destroy him? And I'm laughing because I'm thinking, you're trying to destroy me and you don't realize that I see the wrath that is coming your way, that you don't even realize it's coming. It is better for you to leave me alone than for you to stimulate the wrath that will visit you if you persist in your ignorance. So please have a laugh. Don't take life so serious. I don't want to quote the Joker because it's a funny statement, but he says, why so serious? Don't take life so serious. Walk through life expecting good things. Look at your relationship and look at the time and the season you're in and why the person is responding in the time and the season. Economies react according to time and season. Relationships react according to time and season. The ocean reacts according to the time and the seasons. Why must you expect a relationship or a business or a person to be one way all the time? You have changed on me. How could you change? I never saw this. But there are seasons. Appreciate seasons. I'm your excellency, your brother, your friend, Uncle Mike, Mikey. I am whatever you want to call me, whoever you want to call me, and I love you guys so dearly. And I want to thank you for being in the class of Steele this evening. I hope that this evening's session put a smile on your face, might brought a tear to your eye, but I want to challenge you. Your character, your character is the most important thing you have. Guard it wisely. Guard your character wisely. Because if you lose character, sometimes you don't have a second chance. Sometimes you don't get an opportunity to repair and rebuild the damage that you've done. Some people don't give you a second chance. Me, my wife will say to you, I give people a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a 10th, a 100th chance. Oh, but when I say I am finished, it is like Jesus on the cross. It is finished. Not even Jesus can't come down on the cross and convert me to changing my mind. I promise you. You can't pray and fast and I don't care what conjuring powers you have. When I say I have had enough and I'm finished, Jesus can't convert me, and he wouldn't even try. I'm telling you the truth because I would have determined I have done everything in my power to avoid reaching to this stage. And you persisted in pushing me to this stage. Now I've reached this stage. I really do apologize, but there is no turning back. I wish you good luck and Godspeed, and I love you and I appreciate you. But I promise you, you will never have the opportunity to affect me, impact me the way that you did that caused me to get to this stage. Enough is enough. Your end, as far as I'm concerned, has come. And some of you need to learn that because you keep going back into rubbish. So, with that being said, let me open the class to any questions. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand and I will answer your questions. Are there any hands? Anybody's going to put up a hand? No question. So y'all are going to make me pick on individuals in class for the question and answer session this evening? Okay, I'll pick on you. I'll pick on you. And the first person I'm going to pick on is Agnes. Agnes, I'm picking on you because your camera is on and you have stood faithfully in class. See, I've watched you, I see you. Enoch, you're the second person I'm going to pick on. I'm picking on people that I'm seeing your videos and I'm seeing that you're there in class. I I'm also going to pick on Pretty. So I'm telling you who I'm picking on. You see, the reason why I pick on you is because I can only pick on people that I can see their faces. So Agnes, unmute yourself and share your thought this evening.
Hi, good evening, His Excellency.
Okay, 1 second, Agnes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead. I can hear you, but there's a lot of noise in your background.
Yeah, I'm running away. Hello,
Yes, Agnes. Good evening, ma'am. How
can
are
you hear
you?
me? I'm fine, thank you.
First, state your name and your
You have
country.
been, Agnes Bananzi from Ghana.
Okay, Agnes, go ahead.
This evening class has eventually made me laugh. In fact, today what you thought I really needed it because I have been, my boss has really been pushing me to the wall so much that I want
Agnes, Agnes, think about what you're saying because you're live on YouTube, and if your boss watch this, he will hear you. So, so, so Agnes, please, I beg, Agnes, protect yourself, or protect yourself. Boss, if you're watching and you see and you're hearing Agnes, boss, if you're watching, I beg you to recognize that Agnes come to the class of Steele so she can learn how to be behaving the right way when she's frustrated. So please protect Agnes for me, boss. Go ahead, Agnes.
But this evening your message has gone down very well. Not to react, but then even your reaction should be in a positive way. So when you were saying it, I was just like, hey, how did this man just know what's wrong with me today? So I just want to say thank you because honestly, I've just been preparing myself to explode on Monday when I get to the office.
Agnes, please, your job is important, Agnes. Love the man. Look at the man and see. Let me give you a secret about bosses, Agnes. Let me give you a secret. I want to give you a secret.
Okay.
I in my position, I have many persons that I have to respect and honor because even though I'm a mentor, I'm also a man under authority. You understand? And Agnes, I have had individuals that blasted me in the worst way that I open my eyes and say, is this me you're talking to? I asked myself, am I going to subject myself to this? But then there is something that I recognize. Individuals sometimes react according to the environment that they're in and what is happening with them. And a lot of times they just attack the first person that gets there that made an error. So Agnes, please, when you go back to work on Monday, it's a new day. It's a new season. It's a new opportunity. And when you go back, just go back lovingly, professionally, because you have failed, you have come through it, and you are going to be okay. You're not going to die now. You're not going to pass away. You are going to make it. You're going to be successful. Laugh at the situation and laugh at the individual and say to him, you do not know that if it was not for Dr. Steele, I was going to be blasting you today. So just leave it, Agnes. Don't make guard your character and your personality. And when you go there and you give him that beautiful Agnes smile, I'm gonna be really honest with you. That smile alone is enough to make him guilty. And if it doesn't make him guilty, it doesn't matter. That smile makes you realize that some situations are not worth you losing character in the eyes of others. Okay? So put a smile on your face. Take a deep breath. Go on, take a deep breath. You're live. They can see you on video. Take a deep breath. Release.
That's so relieving.
So tell me that you have released him. Tell me you've released him, Agnes. Tell me that you've released
I've
him.
released him. He's
Uh-huh.
free.
He's free now. Agnes, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful day. And you know what? Keep coming to the class. I hope the class is really being a blessing to you.
Yes, it has.
All right. Love to you and the family. And thank you so very much for being here, Agnes. I appreciate you.
Thank you too.
All right. Enoch, your turn, Enoch. Come on, Enoch. Unmute yourself.
Good evening, class. Good evening, Excellency. I greet all the class with I'm Enoch from Ghana.
Enoch, unmute yourself.
Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello?
Go ahead, Enoch.
Okay.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Okay. I was saying today's class is really meant for me because it has really helped me. I would say when I finish my service with my behavior and character, I was able to get my friend that I did the certificate. Some and they were able to maintain at where we did that. So I don't know. It may be maybe the way I was behaving in the workplace. Because at times they'll give us work to them, they'll be like, you for service, you are working as if the work is for your father or your mother. So most of the time they'll give us work to do and they'll be sitting I'll just demand and our boss will be like, your friends not done with what I asked them to do. I said no, so I'll go for it, then I'll do it on their behalf, and my boss will be like, that's not your duty to do that. So I don't want any complaint from you, so I have to get the work done for you. And another one, say I stay in my relationship. I don't need to say it, but I'll say it because I say for a month or two now, my girlfriend, we are not in good terms because she just always accusing me of something that
Enoch. I don't do that on the class of Steele. I beg, please.
All right, sir. Okay,
don't do it.
Okay, I'll end it there.
Don't do it. Go and please make sure you look after Madame and love Madame and you let Madame know you come to the class of Steele because you want to be a better person, not you want to expose her.
Yeah. You need to fight about this issue almost every Saturday.
So you must please don't discuss, don't ever and for everyone in the class of Steve, please don't bring your personal, you are on YouTube and you're live. And today what you talk about today, tomorrow is going to be their life. And you want to make sure that your conversations is all about building yourself and your character and positive vibes towards those that you love. Because if it might be sour today, I can assure you that tomorrow is going to be beautiful. And how are you going to feel watching a video that is going to be exposing the sour when you've passed through it already and there's so much beauty? So caution yourselves even when you are sharing, because I want you to know that these videos are live on YouTube and persons could go back and refer to them. And I want all of you to be able to go back and refer to these videos as well. So please caution yourselves when you're speaking about any person. Don't personalize your comments. Just use the situation to kind of get across your point if necessary. But don't label anybody in light of your conversation. Please take that note. As a matter of fact, you would notice that and I speak very fluently, but I use country X and country Y, and I try to caution myself so I don't even label a particular country that people could say, oh, Dr. Steele say that people from country A are like this and people from country B are like that, I try. I might not be perfect in it, but in as much as I'm able to, I try not to make any personalized labels. So please take that note that you are speaking to the world about your loved ones. So go ahead, Enoch. Tell me about your lovely wife, your amazing companion.
As I was saying, like when Saturdays I come to class, it'd be like, oh, of late, like I've changed towards it and all stuff. I'll be like, oh, what I've changed towards is like I'm building myself for the future, so you have to at least understand me.
Enoch, do me a
I've
favor. Enoch, do me a favor.
yes,
Unplug
sir.
that earphone that you're using. Unplug that earphone you're
Okay,
using and use your phone mic. Please take out your earphone, please, and use your
okay,
microphone, please.
okay. Yeah, hello.
That's better. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. Is it better now?
It is better, of course. I know it's better. Oh,
Hello.
yes, we
Please,
can
can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay. So as I was saying, I've tried to at least make her understand what I'm doing, but yes, she's not getting it. So I don't know what else to do
All right,
again.
let's leave you.
So I guess
Let's leave. Let's leave you. Let's leave you. I think you need to join my marriage class or my relationship class. So let me leave you. I am not going to be allowing the class of Steele to be mentoring your marriage. She will get it when you get it. I promise you. When you get it, she will get it. Thank you very much for being in the class of Steele and for making an effort. Tell the first lady you love her and you're not giving up. That's all I want to hear. Pretty, please
yeah, okay, okay.
tell her you love her and you're not giving up on your relationship and you're gonna keep trying to be a better person. That's the most important thing you can say.
Okay, 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 sir. Thank you very much.
No, I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say,
Okay,
darling, say after
okay,
me. Say after me, darling, I love you dearly. Say after me, darling, I
okay,
love you
okay.
dearly.
Darling, I love you dearly.
And I'm sorry
I
for
love you
being
dearly.
a hard-headed man. And I'm sorry for being a hard-headed man.
I'm sorry for. Please, can you come again? I'm sorry for. I didn't hear what
I'm
you said.
sorry for being a hard-headed man.
Okay, I'm sorry for being a hard-headed man.
And I'm going to make every effort to be a better person for you.
And I'm going to make every effort to be a better person for you.
And for our children.
And for our children.
And let me tell you the honest truth. I got your back. We in the class will still love you, appreciate you. And we know that relationships are not easy. But you know what is very important? What I've learned, I'll give you my secret. What I've learned is the woman is always right until I could quietly prove her wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. take your licks like a man and enjoy life because you know what? She's your best friend no matter what happens. God bless you, Enoch. Thank you so very much for sharing.
Welcome, sir.
Pretty, your turn, darling. Go ahead, Pretty. Good evening, Pretty. State your name and your country.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Michael Steele. I'm Pretty Uzawara from Nigeria.
Go ahead. How's
Uh,
the class for you this evening?
wow, I've been looking forward to this topic. I love this topic so much today. Actually, when the class started, I was on transit. So I hurriedly got home so I can enjoy every bit of it. So this reminded me of something that happened earlier when we started this class of Steele in August. I was talking to some friends to join us in the class of Steele. I kept talking to them and talking to them. So one day I had to play the YouTube video for one of them. Well, to my greatest surprise, and that topic was when you were hammering on time, keeping to time, and managing our time very well. So if you can remember that day, you were kind of upset about how people don't handle time very well. So you spoke with so much how do I put it? Like you
Passion,
were
passion,
so
passion,
mad. Yeah,
passion.
okay. You spoke with so much passion about that time aspect. So when he was watching this video, this friend was like, uh-uh, why would you allow this man to speak to you in this way? What do you think he is? Why is he shouting for his students? What gave him the right and all that? I said, no, he's building us, he's trying to change us, make us globally relevant and all that. Like, no, I just lost interest. I said, you can't kill my spirit, you can't kill my vibes. This class, you can't, in fact, don't worry, don't need it. I moved from there. So later on, I also met someone who said he knew Dr. Michael Steele. He does that. He says so many things to blaspheme and make me pull out from the class of Steele. But something happened. That very day I heard that thing was the day my passion for the class of Steele increased. I know I've been learning a lot of things. My life has changed positively. There's nothing anybody can tell me or anything that can make me want to miss any part of the class. Even when I'm not there, I go on YouTube. I want to watch the videos. I want to learn new things every day. So this character assassination of a thing is very, very important for me today. I so much learn a lot of things. Most times I'm faced with challenges, you know, so you won't know how to handle it. But laughing at those situations, you know, you laugh out loud. You just see like nothing is. It comes and it will go. Sure. So it helps to build one, seriously. I'm so grateful today, Dr. Michael. Thank you all.
You're so very welcome. And here's a very interesting thing that I have learned about character assassination. You know, everything that you do in life is going to have positive and negative. Everything you do. Um, I I have experienced challenges that were positive and negative in every single aspect of life. If you work in a job and you leave the job, it's a positive and it's a negative. It's a positive because you've moved to another company, but it's a negative because you might have, I don't know if you got fired or if you left the job or if you found something better, but it's a positive and it's a negative. Some persons are going to focus on the negative. Oh, he had a good job here or she had a good job here and she left. Other persons might focus on, you know, she had a good job here or he had a good job here, but he moved on to something better, something that was either closer to home or something that was some colleague. You know, there's always going to be good and bad in everything. And what I have discovered is as you get older, those dynamics increase. Do you know how many people I make angry? Honestly, I will be so upfront. Do you know how many people say to me, how could you tell people you don't care? And you this, who do you think you are? You're so arrogant. And I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? Please don't see me as arrogant. See me as passionate. Why are you going to use the word arrogant when you could use the word passionate? Why are you going to use a negative word when you could use a positive word? Sometimes you're in a relationship and somebody might say you're controlling. Why would you use a negative word of like controlling? Why not use a word like you're protective? So you have to be in a position where you listen and you interpret things according to people's intention. Is the person trying to create an environment to build you and strengthen you in the decisions that you have taken? Or are they trying to distract you from them? And always remember, it's very important you do the litmus test. when it comes to character assassination in any situation, if it is somebody trying to assassinate yours or somebody trying to assassinate somebody else's character, always do the litmus test. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for choosing the class of Steele and thinking that I am worthy as a mentor, because I will be honest with you, there are many who have been fallen by the wayside that did not think I was good enough, and they succumbed to those who would have tried to distract them, and they have been distracted. And I promise you, a lot of them are regretting being distracted because the distraction have caused them to come to a place where I say, I'm sorry, you have been distracted once and twice and three times and four times. Now please go, because if you come again, you might get distracted at a higher level when you can be more, it will be more dangerous for me for you to be distracted at this level. So thank you for choosing us. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. I see Ruth's hand has been up, and Ruth have been laughing and back and forth and so much. Ruth, please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Steele. Good evening, and good evening, colleagues. Good evening, family. Thank you so much, Doctor, for this class. Personally, I'm really learning a lot.
Ruth, before you do that, my dear, please state your full name and the country.
Sorry, I'm so sorry for that. My name is Ruth Gordon. I am a Ghanaian. Yes, but currently in China. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for that.
It's
yes.
Okay.
As I was saying, I'm really learning a lot. I always go back to YouTube to listen to what I did not get right during the class. And as I sit to ponder about it, I reflect a lot on it and apply that to life situations. If I meet this, what will I do? And today's class has been one of its kind, especially with the statement, time will tell, time will tell. This reminds me of a situation I found myself with a very close friend during my master's time. And in the end, she left me in the hands of the law of karma, a situation, an issue that I knew nothing about. But personally, I hate to argue. I don't like argument. So I just wept my heart out that I know nothing about what I've been accused of. But time will tell. That was the only thing that came out of my mind. And really, time came and the truth came out that I was so much innocent. I did not know what really went on. So as you said, time will tell. Silence really, they say, is golden. It is true. And thank you so much, Dr. Steele, for this sacrifice you are making for some of us to shape our lives, to even in our marriages. Applying this in our marriages sometimes help a lot. It helps a lot. And I wish to, if I have the opportunity, I wish to be part of your marriage counseling session to spice up my marriage as well. Yeah. Thank you so much, Doc. And that's all I can say for now. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Ruth. And I want to share this with you as well. The comments that you make, and all of you in the class of Steele youth and that are here, your comments, your contributions help others as well. Because a lot of times, sometimes individuals feel isolated in situations that they're going through. They feel as though they're the only ones that are going through those dynamics and those situations. Sometimes we all do, all of us, even me as a mentor. I get periods where I am glad that I have greater mentors than me. As a matter of fact, interestingly, one of my mentors is younger than me, or I almost double his age, and he's one of my mentors. But I almost double his age. Why? Because his experience and exposure in an area that I want expertise in surpass mine by far. And as a result of that, I need to sit at his feet. And all of us at some time in life is going to need somebody that we sit at their feet. None of us will ever be at the place where we supersede that need that we will have. On the note about the marriage help, etc., my wife and I, we counsel marriages, and we help marriages that are going through problems and challenges. That's one of the things I do because most of you, if you've been in the class of Steele would hear he's been married and divorced and married and divorced. If you hear, you will already have an idea of that scenario. So I'm not one of the persons that is not prone to relationship hazards, horrors, and failures. But one thing that I can assure you is that all of those experiences have equipped me to be a better husband today. And thank God, by the grace of God, my wife and I, we're going on 8+ years in marriage and relationship. And it is super duper fantastic. I promise you, super duper fantastic. So all of what I've been through that the world might look at was chaotic and chaos, and me learning how to communicate and how to behave, and me understanding the values and principles and all of those things that I might have failed in the past, there were stepping stones for me to understanding how to do it the right way, but also how to be a better mentor. Because you can't mentor somebody beyond your experience or your understanding. There are a lot of individuals who've not understood or been through certain things, and they want to be authorities on them. You can't be an authority on something you haven't experienced. So with that being said, one of these Saturdays coming up, I'm going to give access to individuals to our marriage classes and our marriage mentoring for those who are interested for relationship building. But that is private. That does not get promoted on media. It is not recorded. It is very, very private. I don't even share it with other individuals other than those who are interested to be a part of that. So when that time comes, we will just send out a link for individuals who are interested to be there, and we will try to make that happen. All right. So Ruth, you will be
Sure.
welcome at that time. I will let you be aware of that. And you can speak to my wife, the First Lady, if you have any questions that you would like to ask about relationships. She will help you. She tells the truth about me because our lives are open books to help others to overcome hurdles that we ourselves have overcome.
Yes, thank you so much. Actually, it took my number to be given to her some time ago, but I still don't have her contact. So I don't
Okay,
know if I
so
should.
so this is what to do because
Okay.
I'm not going to claim perfection in following up immediately on every single thing because I go from
Okay.
one to the next. So what to
Mm.
do is you are on WhatsApp. That's correct.
Yes, please.
So let me give you the number for the First Lady that you can WhatsApp. That's okay. Um,
Yes.
so the number is +44
Okay. Plus four
se-
four.
7311
Okay.
71
Okay.
8818.
8818. All right.
Yes,
Plus
and
four
that's the
four.
First Lady.
Okay.
And for those of you who are interested in marriage counseling or relationship counseling, and those of you who are interested in joining closer with the class of Steel Youth or the class of Steel or what we're doing, you can reach out to the First Lady. She is responsible for membership as well, so that would be advantageous to any of you who need her.
Thank you so much, Doug. I'm so sorry I couldn't open my camera because I woke up from
Don't
sleep
worry
to
about
join.
it. I am the same today, and you know that I always have my camera on. But today
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to have on my camera based on some dynamics. But that's okay. We got a good class today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Um, Kanibi, please state your name and your country. Kanibi, you already spoke this evening, Uloma.
Good evening, Your
Good
Hello.
evening. Good evening, Uloma. Did you speak? Have you already spoken this evening?
properly.
Okay, I think
Hello.
yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
It's oh God.
Yeah, we're not hearing you properly.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Is the volume okay now? Okay. Good evening, Your Excellency, once again. My name is Uloma Kanebi from Nigeria. Honestly, this class, I'm feeling like so cool with the class because I have been through a lot of stuff in life, and thanks to it, I can call myself a diamond that you can't easily cut anymore. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Go ahead. We're hearing you.
Okay. So now I when anyone comes close to me, I always tell the person that I am one unusual person because I am one man squad. You can't break me, you can't pull me down, you can't, I don't know, I do things that I want to do, not because someone is making me do it. Even to fashion, I don't go with the trends. I wear what I feel like. I have a good. I've been on the road for the past 3 days. I spent like 8 hours on the road since Thursday. I've been from my base to another location. I'm at another location right now. I have a meeting somewhere. So because of proximity, I had to leave my location to enable me get there closer tomorrow morning on time. And I got to the motor park today with my little suitcase, and I paid my fare in that vehicle. So it was just that my little suitcase. And this tout came and like demanded that I must pay before they can put it in the boot for me. I'm like, what am I paying for? The guy started abusing me. I kept my cool until he said something. I turned and I returned. And people were shocked that he walked away. And I was feeling bad that I had to. When someone said, there's a way we speak this English, in sin is not worth my time. But I was really upset when this guy started abusing me, insulting me, and all that. I had to give him one blow for 10. So, and then secondly, what I want to say is concerning marriage, no marriage is perfect. By the special grace of God, I've been married for this is the 15th year, and there's a little secret I share with my husband. Whenever anybody is angry at the other person, especially my husband, he will tell you, he will just check his wrist, even if he's not putting a wrist, but he'll tell you, please hold on before you start your matter. Wait till it's 12 p.m. And each time he says that, I will start laughing, no matter the level of anger or the gravity of defense. I'll just burst into laughter. I'll say, you're not serious. That's our own way of, managing that anger. And I'm very good at keeping people silent. That is one weapon I have. If you feel your matter is too much, just close your page as a closed chapter and I move on. Tolerate, But once I said is enough, I literally closed the chapter. As I asked myself if I'm normal, the way I react to things, what you expect me to react to, I don't react to it. The thing is, in your wildest dream, you won't be expecting it. I am very, very bad in insulting people. I don't know how to do that. Not that I can't, but I learned the strength to do it. As people get me angry and all that, I would rather walk away or be silent. So this class, I love the class. I think it's gonna pass for my best class. I love it. It is like thumbs up to me. What I used to do. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Dr. Steele. Thank you so very much for loading us every week with wisdom, with knowledge, with good morals, etc., etc. So my fellow classmates, please, let's hold on. Let's be tenacious in this class so that we'll come out as gold. We'll come out as global leaders that the world is looking up. Thank you so very much once again, and God bless.
Thank you so very much for your submission, and again, I hope that when we put our conference for the marriages and relationships, that you would be keen to sit on our panels. I would love to have you on our panels when we're doing that. Okay, I see it's pretty. I see your hand up. Okay, Mark, please mute yourself.
Thank you very much for granting me the opportunity to speak again, sir. Uh, I was just laughing when she was talking because I remember an incident that happened to me ago. I was at the park sometime at Onitsha, and one of these touts was dragging my bag for me. They won't let you move. So they were dragging my luggage from me, and I lost it. At that point, I used the two palms. I slapped the guy on his face. I was like, I was so hot that day that people now start shouting like, "Ah, you slapped him, man! You slapped him, man!" I'm like, "I'm so sorry," but the anger, I was so upset at that point. So later on, I found out that I shouldn't have done that anyway. But those guys, they're not even interested. What they want to just do is that point, dragging you. This one is dragging you from here. This one is. You may even lose your luggages at that point. So, and the second thing I want to is a question I want to ask, Your Excellency. We're missing someone in this class, so seriously. Grandmaster, please, how is this?
Grandmaster is he's in Botswana, and he has taken on major responsibilities himself.
Okay.
So the class of Steele is made up of very busy individuals that sacrifice their time, and I would actually let him know that he has been missed, because I miss him as well, so that we can get him back, to pop in and give us a visit again. So I will
Yeah.
speak to him.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, blessings. I want to. I see Prince. There's a Prince iPhone, because I can't say who Prince iPhone is. Prince's iPhone, but can Prince's iPhone unmute and greet the class this evening? Prince iPhone. Just state your name and the country you're from, and share your thoughts if you would like to do that. Unmute yourself. Just click on mute. Prince iPhone. Is Prince iPhone able to unmute? Where is? Hello? Hello to Prince Icon. Could you state your name and country, please?
Hi, good evening. I'm Lois.
And which country you from, Lois?
I'm in Ghana.
Okay, Lois from Ghana. How was the class for you? And any comment from you about the class this evening?
It was so good. I'm really enjoying this class, and I'm learning something from it.
Lois, I realize that you don't speak very much, so I have to probe you to get you to say anything at all. So what was important for you in the class this evening? What stood out for you?
Um, Hello.
I am here. We are here.
His Excellency, I didn't hear you well.
What stood out in the class for you this evening? What was really, important for you to grasp?
I joined it late. I couldn't join it earlier, but I just joined when the other sister was talking about marriage issues and those stuff. So I couldn't join it earlier, so I didn't like.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for being in the class this evening. And I look forward to you being in the other classes on Saturdays with us.
I always.
All right. Thank you so very much. Ambassador Alige.
Thank you.
Ambassador Alige, please unmute yourself. And we're making some good headway. And Ambassador Alige.
Wow. Good evening, His Excellency, and good evening, all leaders across the globe. It's my honor and pleasure to be here today, and also it is a pleasure to everybody in this house, to all the contributions and ideas that we are bringing on board to see how best we can be able to win the fight in the class. As for today, I'm so impressed by the topic because when His Excellency mentioned the topic, it just come in my mind when I remember the former Minister of Defense, which is Alfred Paulo Conte, was caught at State House with a gun loaded with a cutlery to ascertain the president. By then, the president was just appointed the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone as a former minister and also a defense minister for that matter, because at that time, in 2014, he was the operation head for the Ebola. So when we have the COVID-19 outbreak in Sierra Leone, so the president, nevertheless, they are out of governance, but like the current president called him to see how best they will be able to work to help people minimize the COVID-19. So later on, he will be cutting to ascertain the president. So that brings me, that recalls me. So the word is very, very key and it is very, very bad. So like, I just like the topic, and the topic make me to learn much more things. So like, I just want to thank His Excellency for that, because these things are most people, especially in Africa here, people involve themselves in those issues. So as a mentoree, these are things we need to put into consideration so that we can be able to impact it to our fellow youth, so that they will not do the same things, because it is out of contact and it is out of law. Wherever person you see trying to do short act, that person, I call that person is not a person, because the person is so evil. So I learned a lot of things from that today. That recalls me to the incident that happened last year in our county here, wherein former head of state former minister want to assassinate our president. But we thank God the government and the judiciary able to maneuver that, and he suffered his consequences. So I'm just advising all youth in the class of Steele so that most of these things that His Excellencies are impacting on us, we need to go outside so that we can be able to impact our fellow youth so that they will be able to understand much as we are acknowledging from His Excellency. I just want to say thank you, and also I just want to welcome all the class of Steele team who want to make it to witness my event here, which is our annual event, the International Youth Empowerment Summit, which is the biggest summit ever in the history of Africa, being recorded in the Phoenix Book of World Record. I think we have made it. So I'm calling upon all my class of Steele, my mentors, and other leaders a part of Africa and all over the world to join me and celebrate the International Youth Empowerment Summit on January 21st and 22nd. So His Excellency, I'm very, very thankful, and I'm very, very proud to have a mentor like you. And by the grace of God, one day I'll be like you. And that is always my prayer. All my fellow youth in Sierra Leone, when I do a write-up, I do a post of you, they say, wow, guys, your boss is so amazing. I say, no, we can do that. As long as I'm part of class of Steele, I can do that. And my mentor is capable of doing this. So I thank you.
I want to tell you one word to drop, and don't use this word very much. The word me and my. You know, anything that you're doing as a leader, it will always be us and our. Because you have to remember that no one person makes anything happen. The class of Steele is not me. It is us. You know, I have Dr. Defoe, I have Bishop Comfort, I have Grandmaster, and you know, we have so many individuals who make the class of Steele what it is. When I'm not here, the others are equally capable of delivering as well. So remember that it is when you're speaking about what you're doing as an individual or what you're a part of, always remember, use us or we. Now, pertaining to your event that is happening in Sierra Leone in January, which in my team, we will be there. I want to confirm that we will be bringing a team of a few persons that are going to be there to be supporting you for that event. And also, we will have the Class of Steel event that is going to be happening in Sierra Leone as well. I think we will be having it 2 days before your event, so that persons are prepared for your event as well. So we will be doing that, and chances are either by the ending of December, I'm looking to see how we can also look at supporting those who were part of that tragedy that took place. And we again in the Class of Steel offer our condolences and send our love, our prayers, and our support to those in Sierra Leone who are currently suffering the loss of loved ones. So with that being said, I want to ask Her Excellency Bishop Comfort Adu, who is out of Ghana. Bishop Comfort Adu, could you kindly unmute yourself and just lend your voice to the discussion this evening? Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu out of Ghana is responsible for the Class of Steel West Africa region, and she hopefully will be joining us as well in Sierra Leone with a team from Ghana and other parts of West Africa. Bishop Comfort, could you go ahead, please?
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Mike Steele, and a pleasant good evening to you and to all the excellencies on the platform, and also all the young ambassadors who are upcoming. In the name of Ghana, I wish you all good evening. And I also want to say that we extend our condolences to our members in Steele. It's our prayer that he recover all those things. I know that he can do much more than what we even require him of. So our representative for Steele, Ambassador, he hold the front as His Excellency, a good opportunity to come on our way, and then we'll be there in Steele. I always topic, though I did not join early because of my battery. I've come to one of our readings in Ghana, Ashanti Mampong, where I schooled at St. Monica's. And I have been in the school. I left the school about 50 years ago. Let me put it this way. The school is celebrating 75 years. And then our group is 50 years. And they call us the Golden Kayam, and our battery went so I couldn't catch up most of the thing. But when I come to character as married or issue, but one thing I've learned in life is that when somebody says something that is not right about you, you continue moving on. It's part of life. Sometimes it is hard to handle, but on. And make sure that there's a saying in our language that says that let them say it, but let not the monka you, but make sure that it's not what they are saying, that is the real person you are. I remember I went for a course in Denmark around about 2000, the year 2000 around. We were 6 students from Ghana, and we went to that place, Denmark. But apparently, all the while that the course was going on, I was not the leader. But most often when a question is thrown to our country, the leader will ask me that, Osofo, go ahead. That means, Reverend Minister, go ahead. So I thought it was a good thing that he has seen in me, and I continued holding the front. Normally, when you are in that center or where they have school, you are placed in, you have to make a down payment, of part of the money that was given to us as an allowance. And when you are leaving the place, they have to come for inspection before they give you the down payment, which you made. And our class has to give them the time for inspection when we were leaving the campus. All that I learned was that I have gone to make an announcement that they should come for inspection on Saturday, of which I was not aware of. I tried to explain myself, but it did not work. I've been with the sense of begging them in the city of Copenhagen. I knelt down the bus station and begged because I wanted peace. I don't like a place where there's always confusion. So I was trying to make things go nicely for us. It did not work. No one, about 90% of the students did not take what I said. So I just let it go. I went ahead and do what I was doing, because there was nowhere that I could go and an event in one of the churches, of which the time that they said I gave the time, that time I would be still in session with them. So how could I make such a decision? Else I know that I will not be available. But that's one part of life. So I just went ahead, did my own thing, put everything together. But what happened was that every time such situation crop up, the truth always comes. The truth will always come out. So before we left the school, the truth came out that it wasn't I who did it. The person who did it had to confess. And everybody who was against me, they had to suffer for it. I didn't do anything. In fact, I didn't even pray about it. I just went ahead, but the Lord took the matter up. You see, it was very painful, but at the end of the day, we did not do it. But that is life. And I remember even in marriage life, anytime I hear people talking about my late husband, that he has done this and that, I will not go and even tell him because I know him. No, I know him. I've stayed with him for some time. So what people are saying about him, as for ministers, you get church members talking about you, you've done this, you've done that. But one thing is that when I hear things about somebody, if the person is really doing that thing, I'll go ahead and advise that person, but I'll not tell the person that this is what is going on. Because the moment you say it, it dislocates the person's thoughts and everything. So when I hear about that in marriage, when church people are saying negative things, I just look at it. If it is true, I address it with him. And then in bed, I just try to talk about it in a way that he will think that I'm just advising him so that he stop what he's doing. So in life, character assassination is his ongoing thing. It's part of life. It's part of life. So one have to take it on. Remember, even it happened in heaven, isn't it? When God told Satan that have you seen my servant Job? Look at what Satan said about Job. Isn't you who has compassion round about? You understand? So if you are dwelling on character assassination, you can never make it. You have to move on and miss every other thing that comes your way in life. If you're a person you want to go very far, you don't have to harbor such things. All that you have to do is to press on and do what you want to do. And definitely you will achieve it. And when you achieve your goal or your aim, even people who were talking against you will now come around and congratulate you as if nothing has happened. So last, I'm glad about this topic that His Excellency, our mentor, has put up this evening. Because definitely in life, as you are climbing up, you meet such things. But be sure that when you hear it, if it is true about you, you correct it. If it's not true about you, just go ahead. Go ahead. Definitely the truth will come out. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for giving me the.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Comfort, and I appreciate you for your submission this evening and what you shared. Thank you very much. I'm going to get ready and close the class this evening. I want to ask, I see Ethel. Ethel has two. Ethel, you have two profiles that are on. Ethel, could you kindly just state your name and your country and just lend your submission to the class this evening? Ethel Nawa. Ethel, I'm not sure which one to ask you to unmute, so you choose which one you're going to unmute.
Okay.
Okay, Ethel, you have a mute, you have an echo, so you're going to have to turn off one.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ethel from Botswana. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay, yes, when it comes to character assassination, um, to add on to what you've also mentioned is that as a person, you have to look at your values, your goals, most especially when character assassination happens, maybe because of the things that you're doing. Maybe you're doing something different. For example, in my case, um, it's rare to find girls doing martial arts in the country and in different communities, most especially because of the different cultural views and even religious views. Now there's a lot of character assassination, sorry. And from personal experience, it is best also for you to look at your goals, like I've mentioned, because if now you start looking more into it and forgetting the objective behind the reason as to why you're doing what you're doing, you sometimes could get anxious. Sometimes now you want to please people, and in the end, you're not happy about anything that you're doing as well. So it's also your character as a person when that happens, how you reacted. Like you said, you should not be the Joker's quote, why so serious? Yes, that's all.
Thank you so very much for your submission, and I know that you were invited by Grandmaster Scott, and kindly tell him, and I know you would have heard that we are missing him, and we just want to um, encourage him to join us because we want to see his face, and the ladies and everybody in the class are asking for him. So
Yeah.
just give him the heads up. But we both know that he's extremely busy with his schedule. But we would love to see him pop in just one evening, maybe next Saturday.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Of course, you must let him know. But thank you so very much for your submission, ma'am. I appreciate it. Chuke Mecca. Chuke Mecca has been in the class of Steele adults class as well. He meets with us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Chuke Mecca, you're now here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturday as well. Share your thought in this evening's class and how was it for you, Chuke Mecca?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good evening, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele,
Good
all the
evening.
Excellencies in the house, and every member of this wonderful class. This one today is quite another one, character assassination. But what struck me when you were talking about, when you are discussing this.
Before you do that, Chuke, you saw that you're inside of a box, hiding inside of a little box. Could you unplug your earphones? Because if you're using earphones, it sounds like you're in a box hiding.
Let me do that right away.
Sorry
for that. Okay, sorry for that. When you were discussing this topic, something struck me because there was actually an event or something that happened like 3 weeks ago in my school here. I actually was provoked by a classmate, and when you are giving the litmus test for responding to character assassination, I now told myself that if I had known this, I wouldn't have reacted, because after the reaction I did, I returned home and I was regretting. I knew I overreacted, but I didn't have this tool that he just gave us today handy. If I had, it wouldn't have been like that. So I want to say thank you, Your Excellency, for making us better person. Each class of Steele I attend, every class is unique and always shines a light in a particular area of my life. This character assassination, the need to always be on top of it and manage the situation very well, so as not to allow the other person, that the character assassin, because the classmate actually, from my reaction, was trying to prove a point, and I learned that in a very, very hard way after making the mistake. So once again, thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele. And thank you very much. And to everyone here, thank you and good night.
Thank you. Chukwuemeka, what country are you representing, please?
Sorry for that mix-up. My name is Chukwuemeka Okechukwu. I'm from Nigeria here.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's anybody else that wants to? I see Azuri Matthew. Azuri Matthew, do you want to unmute yourself quickly? We are looking at the time. We're going into over 2 hours, but I just like to get your feedback. Matthew, would you unmute yourself if it is possible? If you want to make a comment.
Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Matthew. Where are you? Please state your full name and your country. Are you there, Matthew? Go ahead, Matthew. Hello? Okay, we've lost Matthew. Andrew, Andrew Bugdar, could you please unmute yourself and state your name and country?
Hello.
Thank you, His Excellency. My name is Andrew from Ghana.
Okay, what was the class? Just share your comment for class this evening.
My name is Andrew from Ghana. I've really learned a lot on today's topic about character. And then what I have learned so far is that character is something that determines your altitude in life. It is based on character that can open doors for you. And there are times people may push you to the wall to say something that they may use it against you. Because whatever you speak or how you handle certain issues based on the things that people do around you that compels you to speak determines whether you speak negatively or positively. And character is also something that without character, when you are living in any society, that kind of respect will not be given to you because you are living a life that is full of a bad character. And that way, it is something that will not let you have a better future for yourself. And also, I have learned in class of Steele that there are many times you may be going through certain things, maybe at the work site or any place that you find yourself. Maybe you are working with somebody, then all of a sudden, they have been doing things that you are compelled to say something, but you are not saying it. And it will get to a point that whatever you plan to say, you have to know how to organize yourself. You have to know how to plan or to think before you utter any word so that they may not use that against you. Because no matter how good you have been in the past, but on that particular day, it will determine whether your goodness or how you have handled yourself in a good manner up to that point your true character based on how you are going to what I have learned in the class of today. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. We're with you. We're listening.
Yes. So that is what I've learned in the class of Steele today.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for your submission. And for all of you who have participated in the dialogues this evening, in the discussion, I want to appreciate you and encourage you to revisit this broadcast periodically, share it with your friends, and share it on your social media. It's long-winded, but I think that it sets the foundation for understanding of how to behave in those times of challenges. I'm Dr. Michael Steele and First Lady Jeannie Steele, and all of us who have been here with you this evening. Thank you so very much for being in the class of Steele. And remember, even when you choose silence, sometimes the silence can be used against you, but always remember that doesn't matter. What matters most is that you stand firm and you establish the foundation that you're standing on, and you continue to maintain a good character. And remember, there's the reason why persons would want to assassinate your character, because once your character is assassinated, your person has no more value. So guard your person. Have yourself a fantastic evening. And again, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next class on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, should you choose, or I will see you next Saturday here in the class of Steele. We love you greatly, dearly, and look forward to seeing you. Good evening and God bless. Bye for now, everybody. Have a fantastic week.
Bye, Your Excellency. Bye, everyone in the house. Good night, everyone.
Good
From
night,
Nigeria.
everyone.
Good night from London.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, Agnes.
Good night, Ruth. Good night,
behave,
Agnes.
behave yourself,
Olma.
Agnes.
Enoch.
And good morning from Asia.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Good night from Ghana.
Good night, everyone from Nigeria.
Good night from Ghana. Bye-bye.
You know, that's not your voice. Behave yourself, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so good night. See you on Monday.
I see you. God bless you guys.
God willing, we'll meet on Monday or something. Okay. Thank you very much.
Definitely. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.